Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Ishavasya Upanishad, slok number 16. As we are progressing, we were talking about Isha. But then what is Isha? For a spiritual seeker to be guided, this sloka is so powerful. Let us learn the sloka first, what those wordings are. Understanding the ideal pronunciation, let us hear.
Pushanne karashe yamasuri prajapatya vyuharashmin samuha tejo yatte rupam kalyanatamam tatte pashyami yosa vasau purushassohamasmi.
Now, understanding one word at a time. Or first, let's see the translation. One who nourishes, who is the sole seer, controller, and spreading brilliantly everywhere, and loves the universe as progeny. Please collect all your rays so that I can see your most self-shining, most benevolent form. This form, the soul, the spirit, the consciousness which I am, seeing is what I am. This is the crest of spirituality. Now, understanding word by word, the first line is this is the appearance-wise or the qualitative-wise, and the functionality comes in the second line. Pushana, the nourisher. That is also one of the mantras in Surya Namaskar during Ashtanga Namaskar position. It says, Om Pushane Namaha. O Pushan, O nourisher, I bow down to you. Ekasi, one unanimously observes the entire play and display of the manifestation. What I mean by that is we all the time talk about whether you do anything or not, but God sees everything. And we use the word God, but we have no concept of. But in this sloka, it talks about ekasya, observer, yama, the controller, and yama and isha are very parallel or pretty much the same. But yama is also considered to be the god of death. So understand in what reference the word is used. Surya, the inspirer or the source of power. Prajapatya, parently lover of all being. Understand parently lover, Praja and Prajapatya. Vyuha, organizer or one who organizes. Rasmin, rays of light. Samuha, collection. So one who is the rays of light. And then Samuha, let's go to the next one here. Teja, the brilliance or the light, or the photons, you can say. Yet this te, yours, rupam, the form, the appearance, kalyanatamam, the most benevolent, mangala, auspicious, kalyanatamam, and tamam makes it a superlative degree. That means the most benevolent. What could be more benevolent than the divinity itself, than that brightness itself? And we can say than the God oneself. I am reluctantly using the word God because all of us, we have individual definition of God. But this one is, you can say, beyond our definition. That means that. Pashyami, I am looking. Pashyami, or I look. Yaha aso, whatever this. So if you understand this word, Yah, and then aso, he repeats 2 times. So we often say, whatever it is, don't worry. We repeat anything twice because we want to emphasize upon certain things, things or words or occurrences or ambience which we want to emphasize. So whatever this is, this means what? The one who is the brilliant, one who is the most benevolent, one who is a nourisher. All those, that is Purusha. Purusha, the consciousness, the spirit. Paramatma, Atma, whatever right now. I'm not getting into the definition of Atma and Paramatma, but just use the common word Atma. Saha, that. Aham, Asmi. Aham, I, Asmi, am. So that I am. What a powerful statement is this. All right, let us, we'll touch the second part of it in a minute, but let's get to the first one, to each of these qualifying words. Pusha ekasya. Okay, and I didn't read the translation. Please collect all your rays so that I can see your most self-shining, most benevolent form. This form, the soul, which I am, seeing is what I am. So some of the words, and in order to understand, I will take you back to a couple of sloka. Ekashe vyuharasmin. In other words, you may wonder what this slide is for. This slide is nothing but a car being driven with a high beam. So even we are not driving, but if you try to look at the brightness, the light is so powerful that until I told you that it's a car, you cannot even guess that what this light is for. And when that brightness is there and you have to pass by that car, it will be very hard to see the form of the car. So what that tells us, it is a request and says once the brilliance is gathered, the rays are gathered, the rays are narrowed, then you could see. Now here, which, and you can apply this, you can apply this to even day-to-day life too. So far as our consciousness is spread apart, meaning seeing the outside world, we are utilizing the power that we have, seeing the outside world. In that case, we are so much extrovert and we are spreading the brilliance outside. Gather that and go introvert to see who you are. And at that time, it will come to our clarity. What it will come to our clarity, that Ushana Ekashe, who is the nourisher, even though we know we are being continuously nourished, that means our eyes could see, but the eyes need to be nourished. Mere having eyes, we are not going to see. Then Ekashe, Yama, the controller of entire manifestation, Surya, the power inducer or the source of power, Prajapatya, as the translation was saying, it is the parental lover. Now, who could be a better lover than divinity itself? And had it not been so, do you think we could have even taken a birth? Or even after taking the birth, could you have seen that we could have been nourished properly? Vyuha Rasmin Samuhu, Rasmin, the rays, Samuha, that means the collection or the organizer. Now, before we go into the details of it, and or to understand this sloka, we have to take it to a couple of sloka before that. And those are, I had selected from Bhagavad Gita. So here, this is from chapter 6, stanza 30. This is in order to qualify to understand the word Yama, the controller. What does it mean? Who is that controller? Who is this Isha? And remember, we just now mentioned that so far as we do not waste our energy seeing the outside world, and we try to dive deep into, let me come out of this so that I can be seeing you all. So when the energy is scattered, and when we try to see the external world, then very many chances are that we will not go introvert and see the source of it. We will be wasting a lot of our energy and looking for the external beauty, so-called, and external attraction, and identifying ourselves also with this external beauty. So here, in this sloka, it says, Yo mam pashyati sarvatra. Sarvatra, everywhere. Now one who observes me, witnesses me everywhere. And also the one who sees everything in me. These are the two quarters in the first line. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra, sarvatra maye pashyati. So what does it say? That how could you see everything in him? First part is understandable. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra, one who sees me everywhere. Understand, because everywhere, wherever you see the intelligence, the energy, growing plant, rock, human, birds, and if we could see the divine element everywhere, and then in the second line it says what about, but just understand. And then the other thing is to be understood that one who sees everything in me. Now, what do you mean by everything in me? Because that the whole universe, or even you can call it universes, all that display is nothing but in the multi-dimensional existence. Existence itself is divinity. So can you imagine that we were just initially looking at the temple per se, and we think God is here. But you understand that the whole universe is nothing but a humongous, infinite temple. And that humongous, infinite temple is in him. So everything is in him. Anything and everything happening or not happening is it, or that is divinity. And so these two characteristics, first, let us develop the awareness and start seeing anything you see. Here comes the guidance to spirituality. Here comes guidance to our secular practice of yoga. Here comes the guidance for before the meditative state or the dharana. We can have our eyes closed or we can have our eyes open. As soon as you see anything, first you try to see the sentient being. And what I meant by sentient being, something that moves and something apparently looks to be alive. Of course, human being for sure. Dogs, cats, animal for sure. Then the insect. Then minute insect, if I may call it, like bacteria and viruses. With the help of science, now we know. So in that, we see the movement, we see the search for the survival, the search for the food. So in all this, Yoma Pashyati Sarvatra. So we start looking at it. And now I'm making a statement, most of you will think, crazy am I? When you look at the dog, can you join your palm and say, oh God, I bow down to you? You see the tiniest insect, like an ant or any other mosquitoes, can you join your palm and say, God, I bow down to you? Bacteria, viruses, every cell in our body. Then you go to the next level, the plant kingdom. Even a blade of grass that we step on, do you beg the blade of grasses pardon? We have a sloka which says, Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padam Sparsham Kshamashvame. Kshamashvame. As soon as I get out of the bed and I put my foot onto the Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, or the counterpart of the god of sustainer, how powerful, how sensitive is this sloka? Says, I beg your pardon because I'm stepping on you. So every step that you take, not the power that it has, but everywhere you step in, are we not stepping onto different creation? And how many millions and billions and trillions of insects or others, they come to end. Do we beg our pardon? But as soon as a human being is killed, or a dog or an animal is killed, whichever way, we express our sorrow so much. But are we sensitive enough to the different creation? And that part, this is how you start seeing the manifestation. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra, one who sees me everywhere. And this is apparently live-looking element. And I use the word apparently. But do we even see the divinity or Isha in mountain, in water, in air, in fire, in space, everywhere? So with this, dear friend, you do not have to. It's not a must, do not feel compulsion to go to the divine places. And I call divine places, that means church, temple, synagogue, and whatnot. Whereby I'm not saying don't go, go. But then you have to ask yourself a question. Where is not any temple? Where is not any churches? Where is not any synagogue? Huh? And as was long ago mentioned, and I feel extremely proud to say, I was in the 4th grade, And I learned this beautiful poetry in Gujarati. I will just utter a line or two and I will translate for you. Mandir taru vishwa ruparu, sundar sarjanhara re, nahi pujari, nahi koi deva, nahi mandir ne tara. Mandir taru, mandir, temple, or as soon as I use the word temple, people may say I'm biased. So let's see the religious place. O divine being, your religious place is the entire universe, Vishwa, the universe, Rupa, beautiful. O Lord, your religious place or your place of residence is this entire universe. Sundar Sarjanhara, Sarjan creation. The creator is so beautiful that the entire universe is full of beauty. Nahi pujari, there is no priest. Nahi pujari, nahi koi deva. And there are not statues, there are no cross, there are not any other form of signatory images with which you can say this is God. And not only we go still further and then say this is my God. So this whole universe is the temple, is the church, is the synagogue. Do we see this when we go for a walk? We waste our breath in discussing certain element like weather, politics, whether who got how much, how many watts, and other problems. But as soon as you start appreciating, as soon as you start recognizing, Yo mam pashyati sarvatra, one who sees me everywhere. In the second line it says, I never lose sight of him. Now when he's everywhere and you are looking, you are appreciating it, you know that you are protected by that element. And not only protected, but the divinity, that Shloka says, that he never loses sight of me because that's the only thing he sees everywhere. I would say only thing, along with seeing everything else. And when you look for the subtler element, you see him, or see it, or see she. But, and as a result, and or otherwise, I never lose sight of him. This is what that sloka says. And from that, if we come back to Bhushana Ekasya Vyuharasmi, one who is nourisher. Understand, now comes the definition of who is God, if I still can call it what. But no, I will call which is God. Because as soon as we say who, we talk about the insentient one, the living, the moving. It is living, moving, non-moving, and everything. Because there is nothing beyond God. So we had learned many times before, and please pay attention to this sentence. There is nothing like God. And then the second part of the sentence is so more important. There is no thing, you cannot identify anything as God. God is not anything. But there is nothing but God. That means what? Everything is God. Everything. But you still cannot call it a thing, because anything cannot be omnipresent. Anything cannot be omnipotent. Every single power on this universe or otherwise, manifested or unmanifested, displayed or non-displayed, potent or otherwise, is Yama, the controller, is Pushana, the nourisher, is Teja, the brilliant, the light, is that intelligence. When you reach to this deeper and all-encompassing characteristic of the divinity, what happens? You say, oh my God, I cannot understand this. I cannot comprehend this. It is so heavy duty. I just cannot understand this. And more you try to understand. Deeper and deeper you go. Lesser and lesser you understand. And at that time, the meditator or person like us, person like one who walks on the path of spirituality, it says, oh Lord, you are on not high beam, but the highest beam of brilliance. I cannot even see the car on a high beam, but you are on the highest beam. How could I see you? Kindly collect your rays, diffuse your rays so that I could see you. This is the request that the aspirant makes it to the divine being. It's so powerful, so brilliant. I'm trying to recollect one more sloka from 15th chapter, in which he says, the sun doesn't shine there, the moon doesn't shine there. Pavaka.
Atad bhasayate suryo no sasanko na pavaka yad gatva no nirvatante taddhamam paramam mama.
Bhava, dhanyavad bhai. Shashanko na pavaka. Shashanka, moon. Pavaka, the fire. Where there is fire does not burn it. More than burn it here, you can say the fire cannot energize it because that itself is the energy. And there's no light needed for even from the sun. Or you can say it is brighter than the brightest. And all to sun, moon, fire, light, nothing is needed. And still everything is. So that is my house. Tat Dhamma Paramam Mama. Param, the supreme. Supreme place of mine is that. And then it further codified. That means which? Tat Dhamma Paramam Mama Yat Gatva Nivartante. Yat Gatva, once having gone there, Nivartante, the one who never returns.
Merge.
Then, never returns. Why? Because it merges. And merges means what?
Oneness.
That doesn't mean you will die. Understand this. Because when a drop of water from the ocean realizes that I am the ocean, I'm an inseparable part of it, then what can it say? Am I the ocean or am I the drop? No, there is no ocean and there is no drop. So here, the word Isha, pardon me, but I'm taking you back to the slide and back to the sloka. It is so powerful, dear friend. I cannot imagine, I cannot fathom what must be the reason of the listener or the viewer or the experiencer, that great Rishi, one who might have experienced this. Because as soon as he experiences that, that is when, what happened? Let's see in the second line. Now here, Tejaha yat, that, te, rupam, its form is so brilliant. And what it is then, it says, kalyanatamam. As soon as even a part of this beauty, that nourisher, that the controller, that supplier of all the energy, Surya, Prajapatya, the lovers of all being, and who is nothing but a beautifully organized rays of light, the intelligence, the brilliance. That brilliant, that form is Kalyanatamam, the most benevolent. Tat te pashyami, that one that I see. And when I see, upon me seeing, aso means whatever that is, I cannot describe. Purusha, that consciousness, that brilliant, saha, that, aham, I, asmi, that's what I am. Oh my God. Aso purusha saha asmi. But then we all can intelligently say, whatever that form is, with that form I am. Try to understand this beauty. This look is so encompassing, so powerful. And then on this one, dear friends, I will say one cannot go without repeating and contemplating and meditating upon, so that our externalism, this is my word again, our external attitude of going out and looking for it, that may stop or that may be reduced. And that doesn't mean you will not go outside. You will go outside. But your vision will be different. Your view will be different. And what is that view? When I say your view will be different, that means everywhere you will be seeing the benevolence. You will be seeing the kalyanam, auspiciousness, the beauty, the benevolence, the compassionate, the pardonable beauty. And you will see every display, whether the person is born, person is living, person is leaving the body. Everything is nothing but the display of the divinity. As soon as you see even nice breeze coming in, you enjoy the breeze. Everything you will enjoy. When you enjoy the breeze, you don't enjoy the breeze, but Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra, one who sees me everywhere. And who is that? Surya, the power inducer, the power supplier for the air molecule to flow from one place to the other. That is breeze. So don't you see Surya there? When the sun rises, we see sun rises, but that is because of the earth moving. Who moves the earth? And now if I make the statement, sun moves the earth, you will think, no, Swanaji, earth moves around the sun. But at this time, I'm not saying sun to be that celestial body. Sun means Surya, and Surya means the power inducer, the one who powers the whole gamut of display. So now, all of us will make a new scientific invention that the sun moves the earth. Would you not like to do that? But we understand what we meant by this. So again, I'm jumping from so many places that Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra, one who sees me everywhere. So here we just took the example of a breeze. But then you take the example of rain, or the drizzling, or snow. Who takes the water from the ocean into the akash, the sky, or in the form of a cloud? Millions of gallons, which is that energy, Surya. And he is also the Prajapatya. Why Prajapatya? Because if there is no rain, do you think there is any possibility of plantation? And there's no possibility of plantation. Where goes the nourishment for the vegetarian people? And then people say, oh, some people can survive eating meat. But the meat eater element, enemies, also survives on the other animal who are vegetarian or vegetable eating. When those animals are not there, the meat-eating carnivorous animal will not be there. In short, there will not be any lives, any inhabitants. So again, going back to Pushana, the nourisher. And Pushana is not different than Surya, the power inducer. Understand this beauty? And as soon as you see this, then you know. Ishavasya idam sarvam, the first 4 words. You know, this crazy Swamiji cannot go away from those 4 words. And that's where, again, going back to chapter 6, sloka 30, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra. So when Krishna says that the one who sees me everywhere, that means what? That element, that Atma, that spirit exists everywhere, must be existing, otherwise Krishna won't say that. And every one of us, no matter which faith you come from, every single faith talks about God is the topmost caretaker. Whether he is omnipresent or not, that part I will not get into. But first thing for sure, that he is the benevolent caretaker and supplier of all energy. It is just mind-boggling. And when you start seeing this all, so whatever it is, and once, oh divine being, once you make your brilliance, your brightest multi-flood lamp appearance, and you deem that so that my eyes could withstand you and my eyes could realize that that light I am. And that light is the one that lights this lamp. And what is that lamp? Your eyes, your ear, your nose, your tongue, your taste, and the entire being. Soham asmi. Aso, aso. So hereafter, dear friend, when you go for a walk, please don't waste your time discussing, oh my God, it's too cold today. Oh my God, it is gonna rain. Oh Lord, here is this, but in such and such place it's so cold. No. Start seeing Kalyanatamam, the most benevolent form of. Can you even imagine, try to understand, even though it may be cold, but what is the cause behind the coldness? What is the cause behind the rain to happen? What is the cause behind heat to happen? What is the cause behind life to move on from one state to other? What is the cause behind Jagatyam Jagat, meaning changes taking place? If changes would not have been taking place, can you imagine you carrying the same body for thousands of years? And can you imagine you not having anything to do? Everything is just there. So what is the difference between a rock standing there? And even that moment is taking place, we could not see it. That is what it says, that gather that rays of light. And as soon as we start seeing the light or the cause of happening, please bear with me. I'm saying the cause of happening. What causes a rain to happen? What causes the breeze to take place from one place to the other? What causes heart to pump? Any cardiologist will convince me, Mr. Sonaji, you don't know. There is a small generator on the rightmost corner of your heart, and that sends the electrical pulses. But what is the cause of even that generator? Go to the cause of causes. And that's why for God, there is one more word that we often use in Surya Namaskar, Hiranya Garbha. And Hiranya Garbha is nothing but the seed of causality. It is that seed which causes the cause to happen. I will repeat what I said. Hiranya Garbha is the seed that causes, that makes it happen, causes to happen. And here when I say causes, third person verb, and causes, plurality of cause. Every cause to happen. What is that cause? And that cause is Hiranyagarbha. That cause is Pushana. That cause is Surya. That cause is Prajapati. That cause is Tejottama. And I can keep on giving thousands of names. And with this awareness, dear friend, how we have been negatively brainwashed that God cannot be as many, God can be only one. But it is not talking about the God, but the functionality, the multi-dimensional existence. And when the last line is talking to us about, so asmi, Saha Asmi. And so how could somebody ever think of that you are? Because you are that, because the same power is displayed in you. The same power is displayed in plant, so you can worship plant. Same power is worshipped or displayed in rain, so you can even worship rain. Same power is worshipped in your breath, in your eyes, in the growth of every little tentacles and bacteria, blade of grass. So with this awareness, do you still have to go in temple? Do you have to go to church? At the same time, I am not criticizing those who go there, because those are the places where the vibration, the frequency, the holiness is so dense. But even if you could not go on certain days or certain time of disability, just close your eyes. Or you look at anything and then start reminding, Yo Mam Pashyati Sarvatra, one who sees me everywhere. And here, whatever that everyness is, but that everyness is everywhere. Omnipresence. And as soon as you start witnessing it, you see love everywhere. And when you see love everywhere, mind you, and that is the state of love without lover. We have many times heard love without lover. We often talk about unconditional love. But at the worldly level, dear friends, unconditional love is rare to none. And one who has reached to Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra, one who sees everywhere, me everywhere, and after diving deep into it, Saha Aham Asmi, Soham Asmi, when one realizes and one does not see the difference between drop and the ocean, one who doesn't see the difference between two beings, then who could be the lover? Who could be the beggar? and it is nothing but the state of love, and that is divinity. That is Isha. That is Surya. That is Pushana. That is Prajapatya. These are some of the qualifying adjective they are used. But then we still think that energy is divinity. Energy provider, Surya, is divinity. But we cannot imagine that is divinity. That means what? Beyond any name. So you may say still, that is a language. Yes, it is language for an ignorant person like me to understand. You cannot help but to have language. But then this, that, and so on asmi makes you to such a deep state of silence that you have no word to express. You have nothing to learn, nothing to talk about, and nothing to explain. That's why we have been told silence is not to talk, but not having anything to talk. What could that person, if I still may call it person, can talk about? There is nothing to talk about. That is the state of silence. That I am. That I am Isha. Dear friends, let us observe 1 minute of silence. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.